Hello everyone and welcome to this week's episode of Blair County Beat. Today we're interviewing Angela Ross. Angela is a U.S. Marine Corps veteran and owner of Gorilla House Gym, which is located in Altoona, Bedford, and Huntington. During today's episode, we will ask her questions about her time in the service as well as her role as a business owner. So let's get started. Welcome, Angela.
Thank you for having me.
Sure. First few questions, or handful of questions, are about your time in the service, because we do like to interview veterans on the show and get kind of like their perspective of things, and it's just important to us. So,
right, yeah.
So what inspired you to join the Marine Corps, and what did you remember first about your first days of training?
I wanted to belong to something that was a little bigger than myself. I wasn't really ready to go to college.
Mm-hmm.
So, I joined the service. It was just a great way to get a skill set and put off college for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
My first few days of training, I think the most momentous memories is meeting, I call her my Marine Corps issue friend for life. Her name's Christine Ferguson.
Uh-huh.
We've been friends now for 28 years.
Wow.
Yeah, she lives in New Jersey. I live here, obviously, and we still talk every single day. So, yeah, she's my bestie. So that would probably be my most favorite memory.
So did you have to work to get in the kind of shape that you're in now, or were you already?
No, so my mom was always really into fitness. She actually worked out at the back wall back in the day, and she would do those group exercise-a-thons where they would, do hours and hours and hours of group exercise.
Mm-hmm.
So exercise was kind of introduced to me early, and I remember even at a very young age, like 11, doing exercise and just doing different stuff. So yeah, I was pretty ready to go whenever I signed up.
So you don't really need that much external motivation, whereas I need all the motivation in the world.
Yeah.
Okay, that must be nice. So the Marines are known for their discipline and high standards. How did your service shape the person you are today? I mean, it sounds like you were already disciplined when you were at a younger age, but...
Yeah, I think the thing I can trace back to my Marine Corps lineage is kind of cleanliness. I mean, everything dirt is the death of new. So, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I like that.
Yeah, so you keep your rack clean, your rifle clean, and your feet and everything in between. So
wow.
That's one of the standards I still maintain. I think one of the big ones that people always laugh about is commitment. It has nothing to do with your feelings. Like if you commit to something, it doesn't matter how you feel about it.
Yeah.
You're committed to it.
Do you make your bed every morning?
No, I actually don't. I get out of bed very, very early. My husband's still sleeping, so he makes the bed. Yeah. I'm trying to think. Timeliness is probably really super important to me.
Yeah.
At the gym, like if I have a class that's at 9 o'clock, we're starting at 09:00:00. Time is a commodity. You can make more money, you can make more kids, you can make more gyms, but you cannot make more time.
Right.
So your time is important to me, and my time is important to me. So as soon as we start, we're starting at 9 or whatever time, we're starting at the 00, we go. I'm saying good morning or good afternoon to you, explaining the workout, and we're going. So cleanliness, timeliness, respect is a big one too. Respect comes from the actions that you do. It's earned by the actions you do, and all actions have consequences. So, I think that respect is probably the biggest one I carry with me.
Okay. Can you share a memorable experience from your time in the Marine Corps that had a lasting impact on your life?
Oh, hands down, marrying my husband.
Okay.
It's the life hack. You marry someone, and and we grind together. We do everything together. We are a team, and to me, that is the life hack. I tell my daughters that all the time. Don't mess up. Marry a great one.
How long into the Marines were you before you met him?
I joined in May of 1998, got out of boot camp in August, went to school, MCT, etc. Got stationed in Camp Lejeune in November, and I met Ray as soon as my feet hit the soil there. We were in the same unit division there, but yeah. So I met him, but we probably didn't start dating until February of '99.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So you've been together.
We've been together forever. Yeah. Yeah, I was a baby.
And is it you don't get on each other's nerves or anything, like working together? And...
No. I mean, of course we get on each other's nerves and stuff, but we have great communication patterns.
Okay.
Yeah, great communication patterns. Like we, Ray and I have there's some adoption in our background. There's, some alcoholism, some mental illness in our families. So when we got together, we were like, we are going to be better humans than where we came from. Yeah. And, a lot of that comes from communicating. Yeah.
That's great. I don't know if you know, we had this guy Bob on. He's in his later years. He didn't want everybody to know his age. But he and his wife have been married almost 65 years.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
And I asked him, I said, what's the secret to a lasting relationship like that? And he said, do things together.
Yeah.
We do everything together. They do, grocery shopping together, they go to the Y together, everything.
Yep.
And I was like, I found that interesting because they always tell you, you should have your own hobbies and alone time and stuff like that, but they don't.
Oh yeah, Ray and I do have our own things that we do that we don't do together, but a majority of the time. And I think that you still have to maintain yourself, even as a parent. You can't just be like Sydney and Rachel's mom. I still have to be Angela, just so that I show up as the best mom for them, or show up as the best wife for Ray.
Yeah, that's great. What leadership lessons did you learn in the Marines that you still apply in your personal and professional life?
You have to respect your team, and you have to work your butt off for them. Mm-hmm. We have great employees and staff at Gorilla House at all 3 locations. Hands down, the best staff. And every day I show up, I want to make sure that I provide a great community for our members. Obviously, they're paying, they're coming in there, they're the ones that keep it turning. But I also, Ray and I can't do it alone. So I respect them, you respect their time when they're in there working, how you talk to them, how you treat them, if someone makes a mistake, how you correct them and stuff like that. A big thing is you don't have to beg extraordinary people to be extraordinary. They just are. Yeah. And then you just deal with everybody else. And they always vet themselves out.
Yeah. That's true. So what was the transition from military service to civilian life like for you? And what advice would you give to other veterans making that same adjustment?
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't really have any good advice. When I got out of the Marine Corps in 2006, I worked for the exact same division that I was working for at the Pentagon. So I essentially just took my uniform off and put a suit on. So I was there until 2018. So that was a super easy transition. Just working with other 1%ers, never really had a transition. When we moved here, I'm again very blessed because the people that come to the gym and that are community or members, they've got great integrity and great work ethics, and they're just phenomenal humans. So fortunately for me, I didn't have a rough transition. I know a lot of people do, that you go from a very structured environment and you go back to, wherever your town is, and you get a regular job and stuff, and you have this real hard transition. But fortunately, I didn't have that. So I don't have any great advice.
No, I forgot what I was going to say, but I had this friend who was in Special Forces and for 9 years.
Yeah, and that would be really tough. Yeah.
And he was... he did recon. His unit did recon in South America. Yeah. And we never got into did you ever have to use your gun or any fighting? Or we never asked this, talked about that kind of thing. But he then started learning futures trading, which is very risky. Yeah. Yeah. And, my one friend was like, so it's like trading an adrenaline rush for another adrenaline rush.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine when you're, not stateside, you're in a constant state of high alert.
Yeah.
And so when you come back,
That's
how
hard
do you
to get out
change?
of.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when we moved here, my husband was a police officer for Arlington County. He was a SWAT officer.
You live in Arlington? I lived in Arlington.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
Well, we didn't
9
live
years.
there. That's where he worked.
Okay.
We lived in Waldorf.
Okay.
Yeah. But he was a SWAT officer, a tactical training unit trainer, and then range master. So again, high speed adrenaline job. So when we moved here, it was like moving to Mayberry.
Yeah.
I think the big thing when we moved here was Yard Kitty somebody had chopped her head off, and that was on the front page of the paper.
Yeah.
We were a little disoriented by
she
that.
has 2 now. I think
She
they felt
does.
bad, and
Yeah.
they bought her another one, right?
Yeah.
I
I don't remember what the outcome was, but yeah, it was a couple kids playing pranks, but yeah, it was on the front page, and we were just kind of like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Where are we? This is not quite the high stakes as that we're used to, but yeah, it's been a good transition.
Good. So looking back on your military career, this is the last question of ice creams, but what are you most proud of, and what do you hope people will better understand about the men and women who serve in the Marine Corps?
I'm most proud of my family.
Mm-hmm.
Ray, my girls, and I got my education while I was active duty, and then the lasting friends that I made. I think that a lot of people just need to know these kids, just like me, went into the Marine Corps or any service because you have a higher calling for something bigger than yourself. You want to belong to something. You want to show patriotism, and you want to get a career skill set.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really lucrative. The GI Bill is really lucrative. I mean, college is so expensive right now, and even if you're like a middle class family, college can be, it could be life altering as far as putting that huge debt on your shoulders. So,
right.
Serving in the military for 4 years and then getting the GI Bill, and you can do a lot of your college active duty and get discounts for it. And then when you get out, you can finish with your GI Bill. So yeah, there's a lot of benefits to it.
I was going to ask, how can someone be deployed somewhere and still have to do schoolwork?
I mean, I guess you could probably put it on, I guess it depends on where you're deployed to.
Okay.
Yeah, you'd have to have obviously access to at least the internet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, a lot of the colleges now will really work with them as far as either putting that on hold or extending assignments and stuff to that extent. But yeah.
Speaking of the GI Bill, I had a friend in my master's program. He was on the younger side, probably late 20s. And he used that GI Bill. He got 4 associate's degrees, a bachelor's, a master's, and now he's getting his JD.
Oh my goodness.
All on the GI Bill.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it's a lot of money.
Yeah, it is. So, talking about Girl Health Gym.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about Girl Health Gym and what inspired you to open it.
So, I always wanted to open a gym. Growing up, I liked to exercise. I thought that's all you needed to know to open a gym. Turns out that's not what you need to know to open a gym. But yeah, when I was a kid, I always wanted to. It used to be Burns Auto. It was down here on Front in Mulberry. I think it's like a forklift shop now, but it was like this great grungy building, and I always thought it'd make a great gym. Like you could open up the bay doors, and there'd be nothing but chains and metal plates and grime and dust, and it would just be like true lifters, because at that time I was really into just powerlifting, but no smoothies. But yeah, it was always something I really wanted to do, and we got the opportunity to come back here and open a gym, and we jumped on it, and it's been a wild experience, but a really good one.
Yeah. So how did you come up with the name Gorilla Health Gym?
It was actually suggested by a client. Ray's nickname is the Silverback. As I said, when we met, he was 23, but he already had a lot of gray hair, and
that's why they call him Silverback.
Yeah.
Gray hair.
Well, he's also freakishly strong. He's extremely, just naturally strong.
I'm gonna say Ray intimidates me just a little bit, because he's not a smiley, no. You're the joy, open extrovert, whatever, and he's and I'm like, what is he?
Which is funny, because he's more the emotionally balanced one. I'm more the I'm more the wild card, so he's more emotionally balanced.
Same way. What makes Gorilla House Gym different from other fitness facilities like in the area?
You know what? I thought about that question, and I really don't think that it does. There's like a big difference. Like we have the community here is really lucky. We have some great gyms, from like the larger ones like Summit and the Y and Planet Fitness to like the niche and boutique gyms. And I have never heard anything unfavorable about any of them.
Mm-hmm.
I think people pick gyms based on location,
Yeah.
and they go in there and the vibe fits their needs. Maybe the classes fit their needs, or there's an instructor, or their friends are there. You know, I'm also obviously partial to Gorilla House. You know, Ray and I work very hard with our staff to keep it clean. You know, we keep a variety of equipment, lots of equipment. We try and keep the equipment clean. We try and keep it serviced so nothing's down. We try and create a very safe environment. You know, we don't tolerate nonsense in the gym there. There's, you know, been some people we've asked to leave, you know, because they're not creating exactly the vibe we want in there. But like I said, I'm partial to Gorilla House, but honestly, I can't say that there's, you know, we've got black walls, some got purple walls, some got red walls, but I haven't heard anything unfavorable about any of the gyms.
No.
There's lots of people in Blair County. I think our population's 120,000,
Okay.
you know, so amongst the 7 or 9 gyms that we have, we can all do really well.
Yeah, I mean, because I used to be a member, you know, and the only reason I left for the Y was because of the pool and the location. I thought, if it's walkable, maybe I will go.
Yeah. We don't have a pool. Yeah, so the Y and the Summit, they've got the pool. You know, the Summit's got soccer. I mean, the kids programs at the Summit and the Y, hands down, you know, we can't compete with that.
Yeah. But I did enjoy my time there because I worked with Tim, the trainer.
Tim,
and, he made it fun. Like, he made me want to get up and go because I am, again, not externally or internally motivated to do anything.
Tim's a phenomenal human. Yeah.
So he would always get me going, and he'd make it fun. And that's what's important, I think, for people who are...
Well, that's what will be consistent. If it's fun, you'll be consistent with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
We usually do happy.
Huh?
We usually do happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Misery we're trying to steer clear of.
Right. What were some of the biggest challenges you faced when starting and growing your business?
The biggest challenges, especially as we've grown, like I said, now we're 3 locations, and we really started Gorilla House in our basement, and then we were over at Mansion Park, 3,500 square feet, and then we moved to the Altoona location, which is 55,000 square feet. Then we took over Huntington a year later, and then just last year we took over Bedford. I think the biggest thing is, you know, problems happen all the time. You know, problems are part of life. They are not life, you know, and they cannot be avoided. But you approach problems with the intelligence and the perspective you currently have. And if you lack the perspective to tackle a problem, it becomes overwhelming. So you have to manage your emotions. So you have to kind of take a step back, manage your emotions, whether it's anger or fear or sadness, whatever it is, because I mean, we tackle so many issues, from customers to finances to the properties to employees to you know, like the clients. It's wild, all the stuff that we deal with. And you know, we've been at Altoona location for 9 years. We've been doing this for 10. 9 years at Altoona, 8 at Huntington, and we're coming up on a year at Bedford. So fortunately, you see the same stuff. It might be wearing a different colored t-shirt, but you see the same problems. So you can approach it with, you know, you can manage your emotions, so you can just tackle the problem. But I think that's the biggest, you know, thing. Is not very profound. I'm sure Ray would have something more profound and onerous to say. But yeah, for me, it's, you know, you tackle it. You have to manage your emotions, and you have to learn how to fix this new problem. Yeah. Because it might not just be in your wheelhouse yet, but that doesn't mean it won't be.
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of how I was. I was lost at sea when I was trying to get this place up and going. Yeah. Like, where do you? I mean, I was a marketing major, so I knew what to do marketing wise. Right. What needed to be done, but as far as what it should look like, the setup, it wasn't going to look like WJCTV or anything like that, with the, you know, lighting backgrounds and everything. And
no, you did a phenomenal job in here. It looks beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, Mom helped.
Yeah, so. She does great too. You guys are gonna have to come over and do my house.
Yeah. No problem. So as a business owner, what has been the most rewarding part of your journey so far?
Probably referring back to the last, like just the growth that I've had as an individual. Like if I would still be working for the government or have any other job, like small business ownership, man, it will highlight all of your past trauma and everything, all the things you neglect, and just, it will highlight everything, and you have to fix it to move forward.
Yeah.
So I would say I'm just most proud of that, is just being okay with being uncomfortable almost all the time.
Yep, that's how I feel.
Yeah.
And I'm always nervous. I get nervous each week, and it ends up not being a big deal. You know, like the people I interview are so nice. And
commitment has nothing to do with your feelings.
Right. I mean, you're my own personal information guru now.
I'm full of little quips. Yeah, I've got lots of little quips. Yeah.
So, how do you help people who may feel intimidated or nervous about joining a gym for the first time?
There's probably some vanilla blanket answer we can give you, like, just take that first step and then you'll take a second one and put your insecurities to the side. But I've talked with lots of people, and whether their goals are to lose weight or regain their health or, just eat better. Everyone I talk to, they're not lazy. I mean, they've tried everything. And this goes back to what you were talking about with Tim. They've tried everything. I mean, they've tried every diet you can imagine, every exercise routine, and it's all been extreme. Okay. And, if it's an extreme diet, you're gonna get hungry and you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose. And if it's too aggressive, you're gonna lose energy. I mean, you have to be fueled and you have to be energetic to tackle life. And so it goes back to that consistency thing. If it makes you happy, you'll be consistent about it. And a lot of people just haven't found what makes them happy when it comes to their health and fitness. Yeah. So I always say, hire a personal trainer. And just a caveat, I am not taking any new clients, so I'm not trying to, put it out there to say personal training is the way to go to bring in new clients. I'm just saying it's a great way to be introduced to a gym. That personal trainer is like a gym ambassador for you. Yeah. They're going to ask you questions. They have a wealth of knowledge on how to help you manage your energy and reach your goals. And if there's an exercise you can't do, they're going to be able to come up with some modifications for you. It's just like a financial planner. Like if you don't know how to save beyond retirement, or you don't know when you're going to be able to retire because you don't know how much money you're going to have, you sit down and you talk with a financial planner. It doesn't mean you're going to be with that personal trainer for 7 years. I mean, if the best personal trainers are going to make you independent, and they're going to either push you towards a class or, just joining that gym and doing those things, maybe touching up with them every few months or whatever. But we have some great classes at Gorilla House. All of our instructors are phenomenal. We've got Kirk Robinson, he does the Muay Thai. Kirk's like this unexpected guy. I don't know if he plays bass or guitar, but he plays for Autumn Rising. Okay. The band, and you see him up there and he's like got this fan and it's blowing his hair and he's playing. But then he can kick a pop can off your head, He's just he's a great athlete, but he runs a great class up there, and everybody that participates in it has a lot of fun, and they are working so hard. And then we have a couple HIIT classes, and those classes are mostly kind of for people that are just getting started, maybe not real sure how to do some stuff. And then we have Barbell Club, which is what I run. We also have a great martial arts program that my husband runs. It's jiu-jitsu and judo. Ray's been doing martial arts since he was 19 years old. He trained in Okinawa. I think he's a 4th or 5th degree black belt. He's really, and he's a great instructor. He's just a really good instructor. He's patient. He knows how to explain things in a couple different ways if you're not getting it. But yeah, I mean, we have some great personal trainers. My daughter just came back on and she's doing some personal training. Okay. We've got Patrick. He's a physical therapist over at UPMC, so he has that background too. We've got Freddie and Shane. We've got some great people. Yeah. I
mean, I would say for me, I'm an impatient person in general. And there's bad. I try not to be that way, but I want to see results from the gym immediately, or within a week or two. Right. And it takes longer than that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Well, you have to also like really alter not just your personal expectations, but also all the information that's coming in at you.
Mhm.
Like maybe your Instagram and your Facebook accounts or whatever, TikTok or all the other ones are showing you these bodies that are filtered or they're on performance enhancement drugs or they're altered, and then that's your constant feed as you're looking at these perfect bodies, and that's really not what fitness is about. It's about having enough energy and strength to do what you need to do every day.
Yeah.
And I always tell people too when they get a little bit anxious, it's like if you were to cut your hand, is it going to heal the next day? We're biological creatures. We take time to make change. Like if I cut my hand, it's going to take 7 to 10 days for that to heal. You start doing something new, it's going to take a little bit for you to see those results.
So you mentioned diet a little bit when you were talking about people who have been on several diets. Like, what's one thing in your diet that you absolutely can't go without?
Veggies.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely, veggies. Yeah. They're full of micronutrients. They're full of vitamins and minerals, and they're full of fiber. They're going to keep your skin looking good, your hair looking good. They're going to keep you fueled better. Yeah. If I had to put one up there high, and I'm not saying become a vegan or a vegetarian, but yeah, you need to have veggies because I think that. I hate to say this generation, but they don't really eat a lot of veggies. So yeah, broccoli and spinach, put it on your plate.
I'll do the spinach part.
There you go. Broccoli's a no.
I can't.
Okay.
I got sick.
Well, commitment has nothing to do with your feelings.
Huh?
Commitment has nothing to do with your feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go again. See, I need you in my podcast.
Just throw little quips at you.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, so have there been any member success stories that have especially inspired you?
Whenever I saw that question, I thought, probably the societal proverbial first prize is weight loss. And yeah, we've had people that have lost weight, but that really doesn't impress me. I've had 3 people who've worked out and then came back after having open heart surgery, mostly aortic valve replacements. Yeah. I've had 3 that I can think off the top of my head, pedestrians that were hit by vehicles. Yeah. Lots of people, unfortunately, that were in really catastrophic car accidents, myself included, grinding after it. The typical knee replacements, shoulder replacements, cancer. I've had throat cancer, skin cancer, colon cancer. I mean, these people were warriors. I mean, they're dealing, like, you lose some weight. Okay, great. It doesn't take a lot of effort to lose weight. I know people think it does, but it really actually doesn't. It just takes a little bit of effort on your part. But, these people, they were working out and they came to life with a nice strong package. So whenever life handed them a crappy card, they were able to deal with it, roll with it, and heal and get better and be on the other side. Yeah. So those ones are really kind of the phenomenal ones in my mind.
Does the guy with the wheelchair still work out there?
No, his name's Luke. I'm not sure where Luke works out now.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I was there, he was working out, and he does some of those dips with his wheelchair.
Oh, he's super inspirational. Yeah, he's working really hard. He had a tough card dealt to him too. Yeah.
At a young age.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Just when your life is getting started.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what role do you think fitness plays in improving both physical and mental health?
Well, I don't think that physical and mental health are separate. Your mind, your mind and your body are one organism. So, what you eat is going to fuel yourself to either be strong and have cardio endurance and have the ability to do those things that are going to make you strong and give you cardio endurance, or they're not. They're gonna zap you. I think that a big thing that I see today is emotional management. Like, a lot of people lack the ability to manage their emotions. And I 100% think it's because they don't eat well, they don't sleep well, and the not sleeping well is always traced back to not eating well. Too much caffeine, these, liquid candy bar drinks, alcohol, recreational drugs. Like, this is an organism. You got to take care of it. If you want it to feel good, you have to fuel it right. So it starts with your spoon.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
How important is community involvement to Grill House Gym, and how do you connect with people in the Altoona area?
Our members are like family to us. We are in there, we want to talk to people. We like them to see us in there, fixing equipment, cleaning equipment, just walking around, having a presence and stuff. That was our thought process with having a great gym, is just providing a great place for people in the community to go. Because if our community is strong and healthy, then this is just a great place for our kids to live and grow up.
Yeah.
And if, versus everybody's on some sort of medication and they're bouncing in and out of the hospital and they rely heavily on doctors, and, that doesn't make such a robust community. So having a community, having a place to go where people really want to go, and then, like I said, they're working on their health and their strength and just being better, makes a community a really good place. So I think that we just try to be present.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great answer.
Yeah. Time is a commodity.
It is.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to someone who wants to improve their health but doesn't know where to start?
Start with sleep. Like I said, everything starts with your sleep. If you're not sleeping well, that managing your emotions is going to go right there, and then you're not going to eat well. But generally, if you're not sleeping well, it's because you're not hydrated. Like I said, the booze, the recreational drugs, you're not eating veggies, start with sleep. If you can fix your sleep, you're largely going to fix a lot of your problems with your own health. Yeah. Yeah.
How many hours a night do you typically get?
Me personally? It depends. So I generally go to bed every night around 8. And then some mornings I get up at 3, and then other mornings I get up at 4:30. So yeah, it depends. But yeah, I try to get between 7 and 8. Sometimes I'll be real lucky. I'm a great sleeper. Like, sleep has always been my superpower. But yeah, I can sleep for like 9 hours. But yeah. But like I said, a typical night for me is probably about 7 to 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's great. Well, that's normal, right? They say 7 to 8.
I feel like I could sleep probably 10 or 11, which I don't feel is normal, but
you feel weird sometimes when you sleep really long and you wake up and you're like, oh my god, half the day is gone.
Yeah.
Looking ahead, what goals or plans do you have for Gorilla House Gym in the coming years?
Well, like I said, we just opened Bedford our official open date was November 1st of last year. So we just opened that gym. So we're just trying to get that one up and running and get all the bugs fixed with that. So we really don't have anything on the horizon. Just trying to get that one situated, and we have some great staff down there and things have been going really well. But like we were talking about earlier, my youngest daughter Rachel's moving to Orlando. So trying to just get everything in place so that we can make sure that we visit her frequently. Yeah.
This is the last question. If there's one thing you'd like the Blair County community to know about Gorilla House Gym, what would it be?
I think that the stigma on Gorilla House is that we're like a hardcore, like only the serious weightlifters go there, and we're not. We have such a wide variety of people. I mean, I think our oldest client is in his 90s. And then we have obviously young kids running around there that are, in the play area, watching their parents work out. Just have a wide variety of members already. But we always hear kind of that, oh, that's the serious gym. And I get that. But, I think that there's a stigma that if you go to a serious weightlifting gym, people are going to judge you. But it's like quite the contrary. You go in there and the people that are working on themselves and their goals and working to get better, they want somebody to the left and the right of them that are also working hard, because, you are who your circle is. Yeah. So if you're in there working hard, like, nobody cares. Nobody's going to think less of you.
I mean, there's so many, when I was working out there, so many people that were in shape, men and women, that it was kind of like impressive and an inspiration, Yeah. But a lot of the women were like younger than me, so you feel kind of like, oh, gee, I'm 44, I'm never going to look like that,
Yeah.
But there you are, and you have 2 kids.
Yeah, you're kind.
So, anything's possible, I guess, if you try hard enough.
Yeah, and like I said, and I really wish people too, like Fitspo on Instagram and Facebook and all these other social medias, they really have us in this grip hold that fitness is, you know, booty shorts and, you know, sports bras and everything tight and muscled. And I mean, that's great, but you know, that's not really what fitness is, and that's not really what a lot of people need in their life. I mean, to be that disciplined, to have a low body fat like that, or to have that much muscle is a real commitment. And most people don't need that. They just need good blood work, good sleep, so they can manage their emotions and be good parents or good spouses or good employees. So, you know, like I said, we really need to just kind of get away from that Fitspo. It drives me crazy. I can't stand social media.
I'm not, like, I wasn't the hugest fan either until I had to start doing it for
here.
Blair County Beat. It's a different audience than what you get.
Right.
Normal.
Yeah.
But that really concludes the interview, and I really appreciate you taking the time to be here.
Thank you for having me. Yeah.
Great.